So today we are going to start a topic, cost sheet. So let us start. Cost sheet is nothing but bacha, it's a statement designed to show the output of a particular accounting period along with the breakup cost. Now the question is comes, what is the breakup cost and for which accounting period we are talking about? So remember, cost sheet is not necessary that we are going to prepare for 1 year. The cost sheet can be prepared for 3 months also. Cost sheet can be prepared for 9 months also, and at the same time it can be prepared for 12 months also. So there is no time bound. Whenever the data is needed by the management, we have to prepare cost sheet according to that. And the second things, the breakup cost. Now breakup cost is nothing but bacha, if you see what is the formula of profit, can you tell me what is the formula of profit bacha? Again, to find out cost sheet or preparing cost sheet, the basic formula behind is that to calculate the profit. Okay, so what is the formula for profit? You have learned in school. Come on, tell me what is the formula for profit?
Selling cost minus
selling cost minus selling price minus
selling price minus cost
selling
price.
price minus cost price. Correct,
Cost
beta?
price.
So again, so when we talk about cost price, so cost price include various types of costs. Like we have direct cost, we have indirect cost, we have administration office overhead, we have factory overhead, we have selling and distribution overhead. So that detailed study is called as breakup of cost. Okay, beta, everyone. Now it is clear what do you mean by cost sheet? Cost sheet is a statement. Okay, beta. Now it is a memorandum statement because there is no fixed time bound period or like that thing. So we call it as memorandum. So wherever we need it, we can prepare with the data available. And again, we have a total cost column and cost per unit column. Now total column, cost column gives me detail of whatever expenses we have incurred for making the product and all relevant expenses related to that product, like your advertisement, like your uh, office expenses, those all expenses attached with that product. Okay, and cost per unit column will give you detail for that for making 1 unit how much cost you are incurring. Okay, so there will be column of total cost and per unit column and for the current period, and at the same time we can also prepare for previous period. And again for the budgets for budget means for the estimated period, like for the future. Okay, and previous is the last year period, just to have a comparison between these 2 years or two period, like whether this year as compared to last year, this year expenses have increased or it is reduced. Because if you see in today's scenario, costing has a uh, got more and more important nowadays. Okay, now every business have a main aim to make profit. Correct. Now there are two ways to make a profit. One, you can increase the selling price, simply you can get the more and more profit. At the same time, if you decrease the cost price, or if by any way if it is possible to reduce the cost of the product, that also will help me to get a profit. Yes or no? Increase profit. So
Yes, sir.
now due to competition, increasing in selling price is very difficult. See, if you can see in the advertisement of like Thumbs Up and Pepsi, both are showing various things in the advertisement, but then too they are charging both. If you see, both brand are charging the similar cost, like 40 rupees or 38 rupees, whatever the rate may be. Yes, but they are not because uh, means they are in showing their advertisement through highest paid celebrities, then too they are not charging more than 40 rupees. Now the reason, you know why? Because of competition. Though they say by drinking Thumbs Up you can get energy, everything and all, whatever nonsense they talk, but at the same time they cannot increase the price. Okay, reason is competition. If you increase the price, you will lose the market. So the other remaining important area where we can focus is the cost. Yes or no? So that is why in today's scenario, costing has a more and most important thing. Okay, now we'll see the format. This is the basic format which I am going to show you. This one. This is the basic headers of the format, which are, if you remember, if you are able to understand this, your cost sheet topic is 90% become easy for you. Okay, like see, the main heads: direct material, direct labor, and direct expense. When you club these three, if you remember, we have started the first topic, cost classification. There also we have discussed this direct cost expenses and indirect expense, wherein I've explained you What do you mean by direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses? When you club these three expenses, those three expenses are expenses which we can directly identify that these are the expenses related to this particular product. Okay, so direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses, when you club this, you'll get, we call it as, in costing
Prime cost.
we'll call it as prime cost. Okay bacha. Now when you get prime cost, after that we have to add in works overhead. Works overhead is also called as factory overhead, all expenses related to factory. Once you add factory overhead, now factory overhead include your expenses related to machinery, repair charges, factory expenses, factory rent, sort of expenses comes under factory overhead. This is also known as works overhead. When you add this works overhead with the prime cost, you get works cost. This is also called as factory cost. Okay, beta. This is also called as factory cost.
Factory cost.
Now, once you get the factory cost, you have to add administration overhead. Administration overhead includes all possible expenses or related to your office, like office rent, depreciation of office asset, okay, salary to staff, audit fees, all those expenses come in, include in administration overhead. Okay, so once you add administration overhead in works cost, you'll get cost of production. Okay, cost of production. After that, you have to add selling and distribution overhead. Now selling and distribution include all expenses related to advertisement, related to salesman commission, related to delivery van expenses, delivery van depreciation, all expenses we have to include in selling and distribution. And when you add selling and distribution overhead with the cost of production, we'll get total cost. This is also called as cost of sales. Now this will give you my total cost. After this, you have to add your profit margin. Okay, beta. You have to add your profit margin. That may be whatever profit you want to earn. Like you may wants to earn 20% margin, so you will add 20% profit in that. And with the help of that, you'll get the sales. Okay, sales again. Once you add, that sales can be found on the basis of per unit also, and total sales also we can find with the help of this one. Okay, so is this format is clear, everyone?
Sir.
Okay, everyone just speak up.
Yes, sir.
People,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Asham,
Yes.
is this clear,
Yes,
bacha,
yes.
everyone?
Yes,
सर
sir.
प्रॉफिट
Yes,
या
sir,
टोटल
clear.
कॉस्ट पे ऐड करना है ना?
Yes, beta. That depends. Again, it varies because sometimes they will tell you that profit is this some percentage on sales. They will tell you sometime that profit is on some percentage on cost. That varies from question to question. Don't worry. That we'll study in detail. Our main aim is to understand till total cost. Profit and sales we can get automatically. Don't worry. That will be information will be given in the question itself. Okay.
Okay.
So now the various heads, when you club, will get see the grouping of elements how we take here. So prime cost include your direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. Okay, beta. Then works or factory costs include prime cost plus factory overhead or works overhead. Okay. Now cost of production. Cost of production will include factory cost or works cost plus administration overhead. Okay, beta. And the last total cost or cost of sale will get with the help of cost of production plus selling and distribution overhead. And at the last, profit is nothing but it's a difference between sales and cost of sales, or sales and total sales is a total cost. I'm sorry. Is this clear, everyone, till this point?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now the same format I have discussed in detail that what element include yes in the main heads. Fine. So see, for the direct material, if you see, direct material include opening stock of material plus purchases plus carriage inward plus custom duty, octroi charges, dock charges, and freight inward. Out of this, you have to deduct closing stock of material. You will get the direct material or net direct material. Is this clear, everyone?
Hmm.
Yes,
This we
sir.
also call this raw material consumed, if you remember.
Yes, yes.
Okay, in FY BCom we have studied manufacturing final account, raw material consumed, if you remember.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this will help you to get the net direct material or direct material cost. Fine. And second element is direct wages. Bacha. Here we have to include all expenses of the workers, okay, which we are directly involved in the production. Okay, sometime we'll get the name as productive wages also. So productive wages also a part of direct wages. Okay, so that information we have to include in direct wages. Is this clear, everyone? All expenses
Yes.
related to workers who are directly engaged in the production process. So that we call it as direct wages. And direct expenses, like these are those expenses without which production cannot be possible. Like sometime we have to include royalty on production. Okay, royalty, without, if you're paying royalty on production, you cannot make the product. So these are the main heads, like direct material, direct wages, and direct expenses. Direct wages we also call
Expenses.
as direct labor. This will give you your prime cost. Is this clear, everyone?
Sir.
Okay, now I just scroll down to the factory overhead. There are various elements of factory overhead. Just read and go through it and just tell me if you have any doubt in that. Okay, so see the various items we have covered in factory overhead. Just check, read, and tell me if you have any doubt. And just let me know when I have to go to next slide. Here we have to include all expenses related to factory, which we are going to incur in factory. Okay. Should I go to next slide, beta?
सर ये वेलफेयर एक्सपेंस क्या होता है?
Yes, sir.
Related to workers. Okay, indirect expenses related to workers, like indirect wages, beta, or various other benefits which we give to the workers. We are not directly involved in production, so unka expenses will come here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. See, next one again we have more list here, and once you get total factory related expenses, we have to deduct sale of scrap. Okay, because in factory the scrap also have some value. Yes, or we can that sometimes if it's a big company, that scrap lakhs of rupees comes under by selling the scrap. Okay, so that is going to reduce my cost, na beta. That is why we have deducted here scrap value or scrap sales, and that we have to add opening balance of WIP, and we have to deduct closing WIP. Okay, so in prime cost we have to adjust factory related expenses, which is known as factory overhead. We have to deduct scrap sale, we have to add opening stock of WIP, and closing stock of WIP. You will get factory cost. This is also called as, it is also called as, come on, works cost.
Prime
okay,
cost.
well, no beta, prime cost is that was the first stage. Now it is factory cost or works cost. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, now once you get the factory cost, now our all focus is on office and administration overhead, or all expenses related to office. Okay, so like office rent, see, of staff salary, office lighting, we have more here. Just a minute. Yeah, this one, all expenses related to office. Once you add this, you'll get total office overhead or total administration overhead, and you have to add office administration overhead with the works cost. You will get, what do you get? What you will get? Cost of production.
Production.
Very good. And in this cost of production, you have to adjust. See here cost of production tells you that all material expenses related for making product is been incurred now, and after that you have to adjust your opening stock of finished goods, which are ready material, okay, of the last year balance, and we have to adjust closing stock of finished goods, the goods which have not, it's ready but we have not sold yet, so we have to adjust that, and we'll get cost of finished goods. This is also called as cost of goods sold. This is also called as cost of goods sold. Okay, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after this, you have to adjust your selling and distribution overhead, all expenses related to
Selling.
sales or increasing your sales. It include your advertisement, showroom expenses, commission, discount allowed, bad dates, okay, demonstration expenses. See, all these expenses are selling and distribution expenses. We call it as selling and distribution overhead. Have you gone through this list? Should I move to next slide now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, we have more list here. Yes. Rent of warehouse, insurance and lighting, expenses of delivery van, salaries of packing material, packaging department, collection of charges. Sorry. Yeah. So once you take total, you'll get total selling and distribution overhead. Okay. This we have to add. Earlier we got cost of goods sold, na beta?
Cost of tenders क्या होता है?
Tenders. Bacha, we have to invite tenders, na beta? For making our goods sell to others, we have to invite tenders. Quotation वगैरह होता है ना बेटा, जो हम लोग को देना पड़ता है.
Yes, sir.
वो सब उसके खर्चे. Expense related to that. Okay. You see,
Yes.
in the newspaper we get tenders, and we have to fill that tenders, and we'll get that order like that. So after that, you have to add selling and distribution overhead in cost of goods sold. You get total cost or cost of sales. And after that, you'll add your profit margin, you'll get your sale. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is this format is clear?
Yes,
Now, for
Yes,
a
sir.
better understanding, I have one solved question here. Just some assumed figure I have taken, and to know how the value is coming here. Can you see this, beta?
yes, sir.
Here the assumption is
सर WIP और फिनिश गुड्स ऐड करने के बाद नाम
finished
चेंज हो
goods
रहा है
नहीं
क्या?
बेटा, finished goods नहीं. WIP and finished goods is two different things, beta. WIP is incomplete goods and finished goods is finished one, completed goods.
उसको ऐड करने के बाद वो नाम चेंज हो रहा है क्या नीचे का?
Where, beta? This one, cost of production and cost of goods sold.
तो ऐड करने से पहले उसको कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन बोलेंगे और एडलेस
जी.
करने के बाद उसको कॉस्ट ऑफ फिनिश
जी
गुड्स
जी
बोलेंगे.
जी जी. Finished goods sold, yes.
ओके ओके.
Okay, and then you have to add your selling and distribution overhead. You will get total cost or cost of sale. At the last, you'll get the, after adding profit margin, you'll get your sale. Correct?
यस सर.
Okay. Now see here. I have one solved problem for you. Just check. This is just assumed figure, any random figure I have taken just to find out how we'll get this values, the main heads like prime cost, cost of production, cost of goods sold, the values like that. Okay, everyone. So just here assumption we are making 1000 units. So see here total columns we have and per unit column we have. Okay, to find out per unit column, simply you have to take total column divided by number of units you are going to produce. Okay, that is a basic assumption. At later stage, you will know at every stage we have different things to multiply and divide. Okay, so we'll see in detail. This is just for understanding of the basic concept of cost sheet. Okay, so see 1000, 1 lakh we have direct material, 25,000 is direct wages, direct expenses 5,000. So when you want to find prime cost, it is 1,30,000. Let us assume we are making 1000 unit. So to find out per unit cost, we'll divide it by 1000. We'll get 130 rupees. Is this clear, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now they see continued part. We got prime cost now. Yeah, we got prime cost. We'll add factory related expenses. So when you add factory related expenses, it comes to you like as a, we can make 2 columns. We can show through the 3 columns that all possibilities there. A minimum 2 column we can use, and maximum, no, I think no, not more than 3 column is needed at any place. So here I have used 2 column and 1 column. This is only when the question specifically asks that you have to show per unit column also. Then only in that case only we have to make this column. Otherwise, 2 column I have shown. You can use 3 column for showing this workings also. Okay, beta. So when you add all factory overhead, you will get total factory overhead expenses, total factory overhead, and then when you add with the prime cost, you will get factory cost. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
सही है सर.
Okay.
17.5 किधर से आया?
17.5 ये है ना बेटा,
सर
17.5
वो
मैंने
ऊपर
बोला ना,
130 कैसे आया?
ये पीछे यहाँ रहा बेटा, मैंने बोला ना assumption हमने लिया है कि it is 1000 unit we are making, so 1,30,000 and out of this we are making 1000 unit na beta, so 1,30,000 divided by 1000 you will get the 130. That is just the assumption I have taken. Okay beta, that we are making that
Yeah,
everything will be given in the question, don't worry, everything will be given in the question beta. Okay,
Yes sir.
now next, should I move to next slide beta, everyone?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
130 we have already as per unit cost and prime cost, and at the same time total prime cost is 1,30,000. 17,500 is my factory cost, factory overhead, total factory overhead, all expenses related to factory. And when you divide again, Harsham, when you divide this by 1,000, you will get 17.5.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes sir.
Everyone? Bacha, any confusion, any doubt, please tell me. No confusion, na? Sure?
No. Yes sir.
Okay. Now, next, once you get factory cost, we have per unit factory cost also. We have to adjust administrative overhead at all expenses related to office. Okay. So here we have taken all expenses related to office. We took total of that. Total office related expenses 11,875. If you want to find out per unit, you just divide it by 1,000. You'll get the value. And when you add this total office related expenses with the factory cost, you'll get cost of production. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. Next one, once you get cost of production, we have to adjust selling and distribution overhead. Well, you have to take total of selling and distribution overhead, and when you add selling and distribution overhead amount with cost of production, you will get cost of sales. And when you add profit margin, you will get total sales. And when you divide total sales by number of unit produced, you will get rate per or selling price per unit. Is this clear?
Unit.
Or
Yes.
let's say like this, you know what is total cost, and now let's say my total cost is 164,000 somewhere, and out of this we are able to make 1,000 unit. So what is make unit charges for making one unit? What is the unit cost? What is cost for making one unit? Is your 164 if you divide it by 1,000. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
So now I want that I should get 26 rupees as my profit margin. Okay. 20. I know what is my cost is 164. Now I want 26 rupees as my profit margin, or 130 rupees as my profit margin, or something else. Whatever you want to add your as a profit margin, depend. So you have to add in per unit, and if you multiply by number of unit produced, you can easily find out total sales. Yes or no?
Yes.
Everyone understood?
Yes.
Yes
सर ये
sir.
बिफोर प्रोडक्शन में मतलब की जाती है ना सर प्रिपेयर,
What?
ये कॉस्ट शीट सर,
Cost sheet?
मतलब प्रोडक्शन के पहले प्रिपेयर की जाती है ना सर?
नहीं, कॉस्ट शीट के ये एस्टिमेटेड कॉस्ट शीट प्रिपेयर की जाती है पहले. देखो कॉस्ट शीट जब आप एक्चुअली एक्सपेंस इनकर करते हो तभी प्रिपेयर, ये अलग अलग मैंने बताया ना, कॉस्ट शीट का कोई ऐसा हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं कि कब प्रिपेयर करना है. जब भी अपने को डेटा चाहिए, व्हेनेवर यू वांट टू फाइंड आउट that I want this much cost, I want to find out what is the cost of my product, so that I will able to देखो the reason you know why you should decide what is my selling price. For deciding selling price, which you should know what is my cost, na?
Yes,
For
sir.
deciding my selling price, we should, if we don't know what is my cost, it is possible for us to decide the selling price.
No
No,
sir.
sir.
So for that you need cost sheet, na?
Yes.
Yes.
Find out cost, total cost. You need to have you should have the cost sheet first of all with you. So again, for estimated also you can prepare, and for the actual expenses incurred, that time also you can prepare cost sheet. Done, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Any doubt, any confusion?
No sir.
Okay.